Well, guys, we were just having a discussion about gifts and giving gifts to women on special occasions, such as birthdays and Valentine's Days and the world famous
International Women's Day.
International Women's Day in Ukraine, which we all love and we can all see complete sense in it.
You can't, but we can. Like, we
Of
need
course
to
you
discuss
can.
that. We need to discuss that because, like, all these years of my work, like, I can't figure it out. Like,
Can't figure what out.
I can't figure it out, like, why guys, and you know what, why guys don't give flowers to the ladies, like, why they don't think that it is, like, needed or, like, appropriate. I'm not saying that everybody, but
No,
some of the guys,
but you're
like,
talking about guys giving to Ukrainian
to
women.
Ukrainian women, yes.
Okay.
So what I see is that, like, they don't think, first of all, it's not that they're greedy or, like, definitely it's not that they're greedy or they don't want to buy or they're saving money, like, definitely
Yeah.
1000%. But it seems like they don't see the value or they don't see, like, that this is, like, something important
Yeah.
for Ukrainian women. But for Ukrainian women, it's one of the most important. You know, it's like, it's so important that I can't even stress enough. And it's important, like, just one second, it's important in two ways. It's important for the lady that you already met, and then there's, like, between your visits, like, there is a holiday coming. And it's also important for the lady that you are talking to. I'm not talking about letter writing website, chat, cam girls, whatever. I talk about, like, our girls. You know, for
Yeah.
example, like the girl that you saw, I introduced you personally, and you speak with her. You speak with her for 1, 2, 3 months, and then there's a Valentine's Day, or there's, like, her birthday coming. So, and she never met you, and you're planning your trip. That is awesome. But she need to understand that there is a man that can do stuff for her even from the distance. And
Yeah.
for her, flowers or gift or something, it's super important. You ever know, like, about my relationship with gifts, right?
Mm.
You better not tell them. No, but honestly, you know how important is that?
Yeah. Yeah, you always seem so excited when you get gifts.
No striker.
But anyway, let's rewind it a little
Yes,
bit.
tell me how it is. Tell me what is
So,
happening.
as you can see, Luba is very passionate about this, and she goes off all the time just before. And she even said, I don't know why you guys don't get it to me. And I'm going, what have I done? But what has happened, right, is that a couple of our, well, a number of our guys actually have dropped the ball a little bit. And I actually put my hand up and I blame myself for it. And I also blame you as well. I blame us for maybe not making it,
Obvious, clear.
or making it as important to the guys as what it is to the females, because it really is that you can use it. Actually, I just remembered a video we did that was called using these days, Valentine's Days, as to your advantage, because you really. So we have to. Okay, so for us guys in the West, like, we buy these gifts because for our Western girlfriends or wives or whatever, and much of it is kind of like it's not. There's not much gratitude for it. That's what I
On
feel.
the West?
In the West, yes. And it's not made that important by the woman. Like, if you didn't do it, sure, you'd maybe be in a bit of trouble or whatever, but it wouldn't be the end of the world, right? It wouldn't have as much impact as if when it happened to a Ukrainian woman, because for them, their upbringing, their traditions have always placed a lot of weight and importance on these specific dates, because Ukrainian women, they're very traditional. They have these ideas that are very ingrained in them. They're have superstitions. They have all these beliefs and things like that, and it's stuck with them. And you have to you have to accept that, right? And if you want to date a Ukrainian woman, you have to understand these things. And it's not good enough to say, well, I'm not going to be a simp and buy flowers if I only met her like 2 times or once, or maybe not even ever yet. If you're one of our clients, maybe you're talking online for a long time. You think, oh, that's just a simpy thing to do. You have to leave all that you've learned on the red pill channels behind when you come over and date a Ukrainian woman, because it will hinder your progress with her. She's going to think that you are weird, or you're just not together. You just don't know what you're doing. You're useless. That's just what she's going to think. And she's just going to straight away be turned off. That's just the way that it is.
But the thing that is happening sometimes when the girl is, like, turned off because the guy didn't do something that she expect, and I know the guys like to say the phrase, I'm not a mind reader, I can't read your mind, I can't predict stuff. I understand that. Like, I work with the guys and I exactly understand. But sometimes I still don't understand. Like, for example, okay, you talk to the lady for like 2-3 weeks, maybe not that much, maybe not months, but there is a holiday coming. And I'm not, like, guys, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not talking about anybody specific. I just see that, like, as a general I don't even see like a problem, but it's like a general question. It's like you talking to her. Is it that difficult to make a lady that you care about, that you're wondering about, like do something nice for her, send her these flowers,
Yeah.
and spend maybe like no $50 maybe on that. Like it's not such a big money, but like somebody on the other end of the
Yeah,
world
but-
will be
yeah.
smiling. And again, for like. I agree that the guys maybe don't do it because they don't see that this is like so important.
Yes.
But I want to say that, guys, that is actually like very, very important for the lady, especially when you're on a big distance, especially when you are not around and you can't do something for her like if you would be there. But if you're not there for her, it doesn't mean that like you should completely avoid this holiday. Like there's flower delivery companies, you know, I'm not talking about any of the letter writing websites that charge like enormous amount of money, but everywhere, even in Ukraine at the moment, it is possible to deliver flowers, and we did it for many of our clients for this particular Valentine's Day. So it is possible. And also, like you're making fun of the International Women's Day, but yes, it's 8th of March. I don't know, like to be honest, I never read. I thought it's everywhere, but then you told me that in US it would be like ridiculous if somebody
Well, no,
say
then
that.
somebody told me that it is in the US.
Yes.
Or in the West.
In the
but
West.
anyway,
But it's like 8th of March, and some guys think, I just gave you flowers on 14th of February. It's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks apart.
And
Like,
what
should
more
I,
does she want?
What, like, should I give her another
Should I
pack
just
of flowers?
send them every 2 weeks?
Yeah, you
For
know,
the
it
whole
would be
year?
nice. Like make a subscription, it would be cheaper. But yes, you know, guys, that is very important because for the like love languages. Remember, love languages is very different for the guys and for the women most of the time. And for her, especially when you're in a distance, that is what makes her feel special. That is what makes her feel that she is with a man. If you want to know that she is like with you in a relationship, then do something that tells her, yes, this is the flower of my girlfriend. Because trust me, this bouquet would be, and I know you hate these guys probably, but like it would be all over the internet, Instagram. Everybody needs to know that she got flowers. And if
Yeah.
she doesn't get flowers, then she's not.
Okay, so this is how I would kind of advise on this, right? Is that like when a man decides to date outside of the West, he's looking for a traditional relationship, right? What he would consider to be a traditional relationship between a man and a woman. And so you have to step into that role as well, right? And being a traditional man means you take care of the woman, right? She's going to feel protected and provided for. And sometimes it's the small things to let her know that you are there. And it can be these little things like flowers or taking care of, maybe paying for some little bill that she has, like her phone bill or something, if she's struggling. That's what we're supposed to do as men, right? And you have to, if you don't have that mindset already, you need to have that before you go ahead. Otherwise, you'll fall flat on your face and she'll think you're useless because she doesn't understand what the West is like. And when we tell them what the West is like, they think that the West is full of just a bunch of weak loser men who don't do what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to be stepping out of that role and into another one, well, maybe not even out of that role, but out of that world and taking yourself to a world where you're going to be more appreciated. You should be looking at every opportunity as to take advantage of anything that you can, right? So whether it's buying flowers, if you're on a date with her, you open the door for her. You go around, you open the car door, you help her out of the car. She's going to feel like you're there taking care of her. Don't just let her get out and slip out on the ice.
And this is so rare at the moment. This is so rare when the guy is doing that. The lady, like in a second, like she's just, oh wow, like she's literally like her level of attraction to you like is just growing like so fast.
Yeah.
And some of the guys like especially from the West, like you know, you have a big culture of like Christmas cards or like just a card or like some note, and words are important, but for the lady it's more important the action, and the action is actually doing something physical for her. And I don't want you to think small of the ladies, thinking like they're so materialistic, maybe they only like want some gifts or they want money. It's not about that. Like try to step away from the mindset that, you know, this is about like materialistic things. No, it's like if you would be with her, you would take her for the dinner. But because you are not with her, you should do something that she would feel your presence in her life. And it should be not just words. It's very important. Not just like a voice message or like a nice gift card. I mean, gift card. Like, you know, like some teddy bear saying like, hey, Valentine's Day. No, it should be actual something. And like, Stryker was not sure like how should we talk about this video, because we don't want to blame anybody or say like, oh guys, you need to buy flowers. We just want to explain you a custom of how it is in our country, in Ukraine, right? Or like even like Slavic women, I would say this way. And if you understand that, then you are several points higher than
Yeah,
any other guy.
you want to set yourself above anyone else. And on that note, what Luba just said then is that I did the exact same thing with my first girlfriend. I didn't send her any flowers on something, and maybe you remember this, perhaps we might have talked about it, or I was there, you were there at the time or something. I didn't send her anything. I was like, oh, no, it was Women's Day, I think. I didn't do anything. She was upset about it. I found out that she was upset. So I sent her some flowers, and funny story enough, I sent her some flowers, and you give the phone number and then they call them, right? And well, that's what they did back then. So they sent and I gave them the person's name was the same name, just happened to be in the same city, just by fluke. And so they rang this person and delivered flowers to this like 48-year-old short, chubby woman. She was like a translator or something. And they sent a photo to me of her holding the flowers that I'd sent. And I text back and I said, "Who is that?" And they said her name, and I was like, "Oh my God." So I had to order new flowers.
It's a classic story of your life, I think.
Yeah, that was my life back then when nothing went right. But you know, like what I'm saying is like there's an effort that has to be made, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult. But if you want to get ahead, if you want to really shine above anyone else, which you should be wanting to do, otherwise, like, what is it? You want to be the second best guy she's ever been out with, or the third best guy she's ever been with? You want to be the best, so just go ahead and do it. And just think to yourself, like, I'm stepping into a world of traditional mindsets, right? And if you're already there already, you'll be fine. But if you're not, then you need to get yourself there and make the most of it.
And make it like interesting for you, because I just remember like we have a guy at the moment who is like talking to the lady, and he asking her questions about like your favorite chocolate, favorite perfume, favorite movie, favorite this, like in a very funny way. So he sent me the bunch of messages when he highlight her answers, but the questions was not like what is your favorite color or something. It was like kind of like interesting way. First of all, it gave them way to communicate, so it like the communication was there, and second, he find out all that she likes, and when we're creating a gift for her, we just can think of that. I just like want you guys to be more creative. That's all. Like I'm not asking for like, of course, everybody dreaming about 101 roses, but we're not talking about that. We talk about simple attention that you can give to a lady in a present of flowers, some perfume, some chocolate, something that you know, something that you know maybe you were speaking about. And if you're struggle with like finding that, or you need like some delivery service, we can always help you with that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm open to that. Like for me, we found like for example one service in Germany that you know was recommended like by one of our partners, and like already like maybe 10 guys used it, like our clients, to send flowers to their ladies. Easy in Germany. Like how I would never think of that back then. Kiev, Odessa, Zaporozhye, everywhere. It's all possible, even in Ukraine.
Yeah, we did a video a while back, and it was like talking about how you should treat the woman that you are on a date with as if she is your girlfriend.
Yes.
Right? That's how you should treat a woman. You shouldn't be holding back and trying to assess everything. And so it should be the same like this as well. Even if you've only been chatting over Skype or whatever until you're going to meet for a couple of weeks, treat her like she is your girlfriend. Because what else is because that's what she's going to expect, right? So if you're not treating her that way, if you're ignoring her on her birthday, if you can't be bothered sending flowers on the Women's Day,
8th of March.
On 8th of March, then that's what she's going to think that you're like. And you don't get a second chance. You very rarely do you get a second chance if you really, really mess it up.
And to be honest, like I'm a big fan of surprises. Like it's difficult to surprise me, but I like to make surprises. I know maybe my surprises are also bad. I don't know, but
I surprised you today.
Yes. Should I show the guys how?
No.
It's okay. It will be private. But anyway, what I was trying to say, International Women's Day. Like for example, you met a lady. You already met her. And International Women's Day, it's not about like Valentine's Day that you only give gifts like to in Ukraine, like to your girlfriend. Like it would like even like for me, like my friends, like just also like you know can send flowers or do something. But like if she has a mother, and you know this lady, and like maybe you already met her mother, send 2 bouquets. Like send. It's like it doesn't cost that much, but the memory and attention that they will get, like they will never forget it. And trust me. Most of the guys, they never did anything like that. They don't do it. So it's like a striker say, maybe you don't think that it is that important, but it is actually very, very important.
Yeah, I'll just say here, is that there's this simp culture, you know, that's pushed quite heavily these days in the West, if you're watching a lot of these, you know, manosphere type videos. And men are afraid to treat women well, to try and get a woman to become emotionally attached to them by treating them in a way that makes them feel special. Okay, fine in the West. If you realize that, it's not working for you there because of certain Western culture, that's fine. It's different in Ukraine. Just trust me on that one, okay? If you are taking care of a woman, if you're making her feel special, making her feel like she's the only woman in the room, it will work well for you, okay? It will reflect well on you as a man who can take care of her and protect and provide for her. And it's a very good foundation to start at.
And even if your birthday, for example, 10th of February, then 14th of February is a Valentine's Day, and then 8th of March is it's a Women's Day, you still like try to arrange something for her. And maybe for you it sounds like ridiculous. I know maybe some guys don't think that it is like needed, but it is very needed.
It probably does sound ridiculous. It probably does, but that's okay because we come from a different world.
Yeah, different, like different,
and
on my philosophy, like I don't have a rule like to blame somebody or say, oh, you're doing that wrong, you're doing that wrong, even though it maybe sound like that on our coaching calls. But like I don't try to like, I just try to tell you how it is here for your benefit, for you being more successful. Because as I wanted to say, like about friends, like for Women's Day, even at school, like I remember when I was at school, like all the guys, like they were collecting money and give, even if it was like one rose or something, like back in like 5th grade, 7th grade, they was giving this flower to the girls on 8th of March. And for the teachers, we was giving that, for all women, for grandmothers, for mothers, for aunties, like that is important. And when you and this is nice holiday, like this is nice like a tradition, nice culture thing. And I think that when you get to that, like you will enjoy it as well. So it's just little advice that we have for you. And again, sometimes guys say, oh, I didn't know that in Ukraine it's still possible to deliver. I didn't know how to deliver in that or this country. We're here for you to help you. Just ask. Yeah, just ask, and we will figure it out together. Or ask Google or ask us. Like it's kind of the same, because we also ask Google.
Yeah, we'll just ask Google for you. Okay, that's it for today.
See you in the next one.
We'll see you later.